if you're thinking of meeting a complete stranger off the internet and you don't want to end up a head in a box, make sure you let somebody know where you're going and when you're going and when you'll be back, and obviously who you're going with. Hi everyone, I hope you're enjoying your weekend wherever you are. I hope it's as nice as it is here. Blue skies, sun shining and birds are singing. Yesterday the weather wasn't so great, but I still had a lovely day because I spent the day with a new friend, Mary, her name is, and she's from Canada. And she's somebody who I met through my friend Cookie's site, Reach for Raw. And we've been messaging on and off for a few months, so we've never met in person. A couple of months ago she messaged to say that she was coming over to England and would I like to meet up. And now initially, you guys know what I'm like. You know, I am friendly and I like people, and I like, we've talked before how I like the thought of having friends and seeing people, and you know how nice it must be when, you know, because you see people out, say, of a Saturday with their friends having a girly chat and things like that. But the reality of it actually gives me the shivers. I just, you know, I just don't know if I could cope. So initially I was a bit apprehensive. And not even because I've never met her before, but just because of actually meeting somebody in real life actually made me nervous. But I was also a little bit excited at the same time, and I think when the message came through, it was about either 12:30 or 1:30 in the morning or something like that. I couldn't sleep, and I got a little bit overexcited and woke my husband up to tell him the news that I was going to be meeting my new friend that I've been telling him about for the last, you know, so many months. And he kind of woke up and said, "Say that again, you're doing what?" And I said, "Oh, the lady I've been telling you about from Canada, she's coming over to England and she wants to know if I'll meet up, and, you know, I'm going to meet her." And he said, "Let me get this straight. You're planning on meeting a complete stranger that you've never met before, and you're going to go on your own and you're going to meet this person, and you know nothing about her, you don't know where she lives." And I was thinking, well, okay, if you're going to put it that way, and it does sound a little bit odd, but you know, I was thinking she seems nice, and you know we've got a lot in common. And he just went, "No, you're not meeting her." And then an argument ensued, which was started by me saying something on the lines of, "You're not my dad, you can't stop me making new friends, I'm 44, and blah blah blah." And he was adamant that no, I wasn't going to do it, and it was ridiculous. You know, haven't we watched enough episodes of Catfish to know there's like nutcases out there? And again, I get that he was just being protective, but at the time it felt a little bit controlling, and I wasn't really happy about it. But let's face it, you know, like I say, it was about 12:30, 1:30, so he probably wasn't expecting to be woken up, and he probably wasn't expecting to be told that I'm swanning off meeting somebody over the internet. I mean, for all he knew, it could have been anybody. To be honest with you, for all I knew, it really could have been anybody, but I was hoping it wasn't. I was kind of we didn't really talk about it then for a little bit, because we were both a little bit too annoyed with each other to talk about it. But I was adamant I was still going to meet up. Let it go for a little bit, and you know, we talked about it again a little bit later, and he kind of came round to it a little bit. You know, as long as I let him know who she was, and obviously where we were meeting, and you know, all the things that I'd say to him as well if it was him. But isn't it funny, especially working with kids, and you regularly talking about stranger danger and not talking to strangers, not going off with strangers, don't be making friends over the internet, and I'm planning on meeting up with people over the internet that you've never met before. Yeah, here I am, a 44, making plans with a complete stranger from the other side of the world. Yeah, it's hypocritical really, isn't it? Especially, you know, with really little ones as well. You know, you're saying to them, we don't talk to strangers, don't talk to strangers. And yeah, if you're standing in a queue, you know, you tend to chat with the people next to you, don't you? So it must be very confusing for little ones. So anyway, the time drew nearer. I did think, given past experiences, that I'd have had a little wobble and I'd have ducked out of meeting up. But I'm really surprised that I've been really excited about it the whole time. And it hasn't dropped off. It didn't drop off at all about being excited to meet her. And not just because she seems really nice and funny and we've got things in common, and she's from Canada, which is one of my favourite places in the world. Because, you know, Cookie and I have been friends for a long time. We've got loads in common. We have a fantastic time whenever we're together. We laugh lots. It's just great. Yet both she and I, because we've both got issues, we've both ducked out of meeting each other. And that's ridiculous because we've known each other for such a long time. The last time we met up, I think we were under threat of Dave knocking our heads together if we didn't meet up, because it is ridiculous. But when you've got issues, you've got issues. And you know, with me, and as I've found out recently, with thyroid problems, there can also be a problem of making and maintaining friendships, being socially anxious, being fretful of new or different situations. You know, it doesn't make it easy to be a friend, or, you know, be in a friendship or do things that involve going out or being around other people. So I was really surprised when I actually didn't start to feel panicky and I didn't want to make up an excuse of why I couldn't meet up. I'm wondering if it's the fact that I've increased my dose of T3. So what am I on now? 1 grain of NDT and 2 3/4 tablets of T3, and they're 25 micrograms each. So I got up to that a few days ago. So I'm just wondering if that's helping matters, that I am feeling more able to socialise because my hormone levels are on an even keel, perhaps, hopefully. This could be the start of something. So yeah, we made our final arrangements to meet up, and we ended up going to Bath because I thought that might be somewhere nice, full of culture and different architecture and history, and you've got the Roman baths, and it is such a lovely place to visit, it really is. So we met there. I was worried about whether or not it would feel strange as well, because I suppose with Cookie we've got things that we can draw on, common experiences, and you know, just the fact that we've known each other for such a long time. It's been a long time since I've met and gone out with somebody new, and I was a bit worried in case, you know, that we just didn't gel, there'd be awkward moments, or what if she met me in real life and she just thought, oh my god, what a dud. You know, or if I would talk too much, or not talk enough, or wasn't funny, or we didn't have the same sense of humour. I don't know, I did worry, but it didn't get me to the point of panicking and thinking, oh no, I can't do it. I'm obviously at a different place. I'm hoping it's the NDT and the T3 combination maybe, because I can't think what else it might be. I really don't, because I've been like this for such a long time. I had a fantastic time, and here are a few photographs of the day. She was then going on to stay in Bristol and then meeting another lady who'd said that she'd meet up and show her around, and then she's going to see a few more sites, and then she flies back to Canada later on in the week. I just hope she has a really good experience and she enjoys every minute being in England, and hopefully she'll come again and we'll meet up. Either that or I'll jump a plane and go over to Canada and meet her. That'll be fantastic. We did hit it off and there wasn't really any awkward moments or anything like that, and we seem to be very similar in a lot of ways. We did the tour of the Roman baths, which was good. We even drank, as you saw, the water, which wasn't as disgusting as I thought it was going to be. It tasted a bit like old pennies smell, or you know, like, or if you've bitten your lip, it kind of tasted a bit like that. So, I mean, I drank it, but then on the second swig of it, I just overthought it and felt a little bit like I was going to gag. But yeah, so we did that. And then we went up to the Crescent and we went into one of the old Edwardian houses. And it was lovely as well. It was a special day. There was people from all over the world who come over for this special day, and they wear their Edwardian costumes. There was mostly women of all ages, and there was some gentlemen as well, and they were just walking around town, either alone or, you know, in groups, and it was quite nice to see. I was glad that we happened to go on this day, and yeah, it just felt really nice. It was like stepping back in time. Apparently we were told that there are lots of them who actually end up being extras in period dramas. So that must be amazing for them. If that's your thing and you love that era, that must be amazing. And just having that day where you can dress up and walk around must be fantastic. So I was really pleased for them. Yeah, so then we went into this Edwardian house, and I can't remember what it was called, but it's on the end of the Crescent. And that was definitely worth seeing. And, you know, going down into the like the servants' quarters, hence me dressed like the maid or the cook or whatever it is. Because let's face it, that's where I'd have been down there. Definitely wouldn't have been upstairs. Yeah, so we went round the house and all the walking. We did over 5 miles in walking, which I think is brilliant considering our feet were killing us. And only the night before, I woke up in the night crying. I'm so pathetic. My feet really hurt, and it was from my toes and right round my ankles as well as the feet as well. So you know, I'd had to take painkillers in the night, which I hadn't done for a little while, to try and sort those out. So I wasn't sure what I was going to be like, but you know, they were fine up until the end, when they were like just feeling like they were going to drop off. Oh, I don't know, we spent about 10 minutes looking for this fudge shop we'd seen when we came out to the train station, and all day I kept thinking, I'm going to get some fudge, I'm going to get some fudge. So it's like homemade fudge in like an old sweet shop. Could I find that shop again? She must think I'm obsessed with fudge, and I'm not. I very rarely eat it. It's just that whenever I go somewhere where they're actually making it by hand, I've always got to have some, but not that day. I thought I'll buy something to eat on the train, and I bought a hot chocolate and a packet of crisps and like a chocolate cake, because also I was gutted I didn't get the fudge, which we were laughing saying it was meant to be because we couldn't find it anywhere. So I bought this chocolate cake to have. But by the time I'd waited for the train, got jostled getting on, struggled to find a seat and sat down, and I put the bag on the table. And when I looked, there was all hot chocolate coming from under the bag. At some point of the hot chocolate had spilled, it soaked the bag, it made a hole. I kind of grumbled it all up and wiped up all the mess, and then when there was when the train had stopped and I had a chance, I went and threw it all in the bin. And it wasn't until I got home that I realised I'd thrown the cake in the bin as well. So obviously the universe was telling me no cake that day. But it didn't stop me having a wagon wheel when I got home. Got to love those wagon wheels. So yeah, I had a fantastic day, and I'm really glad, for whatever reason, whether it's the NDT working or just feeling a little bit more confident. It was really, really, really nice to have met somebody I've been chatting to in real life, and to find out how lovely they were and how funny they were, and just having that experience, I realised that it's apart from, you know, the odd time meeting Cookie for say half an hour over the last few years, it's been about 4 years since I've been out for more than an hour with somebody else that isn't my husband or my baby or me, on my own. I just haven't been out with a friend or anybody really. If it wasn't work related and we were going to a meeting or a trip, you know, with school, or like I say, Andrew or William. So it was really great to have a day just being me with a friend and being able to laugh and be a bit silly and do things that I wouldn't get to do if I was with somebody else. Like we did something that was really funny. She saw a sign and she was like, "I wonder what's through there." So we went to have a little look. I think it used to be an old almshouse. They were having an open day. So we went in to have a little look, and there was a table with people doing crafts, and there was another table with bits and bobs on. There was cakes and there was tea, and it was all lovely, and there was like artwork up on the walls that people had done in previous craft lessons. So they asked did we want to sit down and make something, and it's really funny because obviously we were both there to sightsee and meet each other, and we kind of looked at each other and I was thinking, I'd quite like to do it, although, you know, would that be a bit weird? And she kind of looked at me like, seemingly like she would quite like to do it, and I asked her what she thought, and she was like, yeah, you know, should we do it? And she seemed to like really want to do it, so I was really relieved because I don't think many people would want to do that. I know for a fact if I'd have been with my husband, there's no way, and I don't really know any other friends that would have liked to have done that. And so what could have been an awkward moment turned out to be great, and it was funny because we got to sit down in peace and quiet, have a cup of tea and a slice of cake, and chat to other people and chat to each other. We were making robins because I thought like a robin for Christmas, if we put it up and then we'd remember our day. But the strangest thing was, and the funniest thing of the day, I think, was that considering Mary's from Canada, everybody kept mentioning my accent. But I think that's just because I just didn't shut up as usual, and I was more of a chatterbox, so maybe they were just hearing me more than Mary. I don't know, but it was just really, really strange that people were saying, "Oh, your accent, like where are you from?" And not one person mentioned, and she just kept quiet and let them say about me. Just found that really strange. Yeah, so we sat and made these robins, and I didn't quite finish mine, but I'm gonna finish it. I've brought it home to finish. It's still got a hole in its side. I think it was because I like to take my time on things, and there was like one of the stitches I'm only quite new to, blanket stitch, and I never quite know how to start it properly or finish it properly. And it seems that I do it a bit cack-handed because I sew forward and you're supposed to sew backwards, I think. So I don't know, I was doing it all wrong, but it doesn't matter, does it? Because it was just having the experience, and I really liked it, and so did she, so win-win. Yeah, so that was our day, and it was great. I just enjoyed the entire thing, and I think I'd like to do it a bit more. I think, says she, you know what I'm like, you know, give me a day or two and I'll be like, oh no, you know, I'd rather, you know, lock myself in a box than go and meet anybody in real life or do anything. I really, really must make the effort to do it again. That's me for today. Take care, and I'll speak to you soon. Bye.